Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Here we are, just two of us today.
Yeah.
Aidan and myself did one on how cowboy hats are made the other day. I know you missed out, and I know you really wanted to do that because it was something that you like.
Yeah.
So this is how $3,000 custom cowboy boots are made. Now it's one of them where, when I said last time when we go to Nashville and you see people in cowboy boots, cowboys, and I know it's a big touristy sort of like trap, and it's one of them where they get you with the cowboy hats, the boots. But I think when I go through Nashville and I see people when they've spent the money on the hats and the boots and the jeans and the buckle, the denim and all that kind of stuff, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
When I go, I'm definitely going to get a pair of boots because they last for years and years.
Yeah.
I know they're expensive, but they last for absolute years. And I have to break them in. I've been watching videos how you have to break them in.
Ah, okay. Well, let's see. This is $3,000. How $3,000 custom cowboy boots are made.
Lee Miller is a master boot maker. He makes hundreds of pairs of boots each year in his Austin shop, Texas Traditions.
A lot of people think that their running shoes are the most comfortable things they own. This is more comfortable. I own running shoes, and my boots feel better than my running shoes. And I buy good running shoes.
I'm not sure about that.
You have to break them in.
They start at $3,000. The wait list is so long, it takes 4 years to get a pair.
What?
These better be the best boots ever. Lyle Lovett, Harry Connick Jr., Willie Nelson, they all got a pair. I have no opinion on those two other guys, but Willie Nelson is a legend. So why so much? And why do they take so long? Lee takes his time handcrafting each pair, using old boot-making techniques and traditions passed on to him by another boot-making legend, Charlie Dunn.
Handmade boots are quite different than a store-bought boot. So everything from the last, which is the shape that the boot is made on, to all the different methods of construction, we're kind of like the Ferrari. You know, everything here is done by hand.
Some methods go all the way back to the days of the Roman Empire. So, unlike factory-made boots, Lee is dedicated to the finest standards. To get a pair, you have to visit Lee's shop in Austin.
Everybody has sat on this throne. Everybody. That's where Miss Bacall sat. Gary Hart was running for president. He sat here. Slim Pickens. Tommy Lee Jones came in. He sat here. That was 1989.
Lee starts by creating a foot blueprint using a petagraph. The ink imprint gives him an accurate picture of the arch shape and positioning of the toes, which he will use to build a custom last. A last is a form shaped like the customer's foot that Lee can use to build the boot around.
And I would take measurements with a tape measure to give me circumference. The whole process.
Isn't it?
It's not that. I just love someone who has this kind of enthusiasm for something that's everyday. And I know cowboy boots are not everyday use, but they kind of are.
Yeah.
If you're a cowboy, they're everyday use. You know, the same as like football boots or any kind of steel toe cap workers boots. But the amount of effort he's putting into this, I can see why they start at $3,000.
Yeah.
You know. I have no trouble paying for anything that's quality. If it's good quality and it costs money, I'll be like, that's why it costs money.
Yeah.
If you want that, that's what you got to pay for.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, the phrase, you get what you pay for. And it's one of these where, obviously, if he's getting Willie Nelson and people like that, and Harry Connick Jr. and was it Lyle Lovett, the other guy, buying his boots and stuff, there must be quality. And if he's taking 4 years to make a pair, or to get a pair, he's that much of a backlog or whatever. Incredible. The passion he's showing him for it is ridiculous.
This takes 20 minutes.
Customers work with Lee on the boot design, picking specific elements they want, including leather, color, toe style, and heel. Texas Traditions has a wide variety of leathers to choose from. I didn't know there was varieties of leather.
So we have leather here from all over the world. This is from Italy. This is kangaroo skins. It's very, very strong. Makes a wonderful pair of boots. So we use a lot of kangaroo. This is bull hide.
I use that kangaroo for when you want to jump.
Jesus.
From Spain. We use a lot of pig skin.
Everyone was thinking that.
Pig skin is incredibly tough. Water buffalo. This is French calf here. We use, of course, alligator and crocodile. This is white alligator. Let's look at some ostrich. It's a product of South Africa. Here's some gray ostrich here.
Ostrich?
So I would say that this is the oldest leather in the world.
You get leather from ostrich?
This is a Russian reindeer. from St. Petersburg that was tanned
Wow.
in 1786. But this was on a ship that sunk off the coast of England in 1786. And for 200 years, it laid at the bottom of the sea till they found it in 1986. It had been covered with black mud, preserving the leather. So this leather, even though
That's
it was
mad,
tanned in
isn't it?
1786, is still very usable. It's
Wow.
now extremely hard to get.
Once the last is made, Lee attaches a leather insole. He nails down the insole temporarily and trims it into shape.
This is a German pit-tanned leather specifically made for insoles, and this is an insole.
Meanwhile, the team designs the 4 panels of the top part of the boot by cutting out the details and stitching them together.
We'll cut out all the different pieces. The foot portion will be crimped, and little by little, we'll just start doing all the fancy stitching and making any details.
He then stretches the top part over the last and temporarily tacks it into place. Another distinction that sets his process apart from mass-produced boots is how the team attaches the soles.
We'll start hand sewing, and then you'll notice as we put the soles on, we're using wooden pegs, and the wooden pegs go all the way underneath the heel. That's something that you'll see in a handmade boot, not in a factory boot, where they'll just nail it. If you notice the incredibly fat shank, underneath it is a technique that the Romans used, which was taking a nail and laying it in there, and that makes it rigid, and it also makes it humpy.
He hand sews a small rim of leather known as a welt to the rim of the boot, allowing the sole to be attached. And now they're ready to be polished and buffed.
Wonder how long it takes to make one pair.
Standard handmade boot takes about 40 hours to make.
There you
It
go.
can take a lot longer.
It's almost like you heard me then.
No.
40 hours, okay. So that's what, a couple of days?
Mm.
Yeah, well, probably 3-4 days in a working environment, maybe longer.
Looking at
That's
some
smart.
of the detail that we
lovely.
do, you know, if it's a fairly simple boot, 40 hours. But if it's a very complicated boot, it might take you 60 or 80 hours.
Lee makes boots for anyone. That is, anyone with a few $1,000s to spare. Depending on your design, stitching, and leather choices, it can really start to add up.
Crocodile is the most expensive leather that we offer. And so a boot like this would probably start at $5,000.
Before Lee took over Texas Traditions, it was run by boot-making legend Charlie Dunn. He's known as the Michelangelo of cowboy boots.
I think it was 1973. Somebody said, hey, you got to hear this song. Jerry Jeff Walker wrote a song about a bootmaker, and his name is Charlie Dunn.
Charlie Dunn, boots that are on the feet.
In November of 1977, Lee went to work as an apprentice for Charlie. Lee worked alongside him until his retirement in 1986. Lee and his wife, Carlin Miller, took over the business. Today, Lee and his team are keeping Charlie's bootmaking traditions alive and well.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's I didn't know. I'm always, I've said it before, I'm always fascinated by how much it costs to produce something like a cowboy boot or a cowboy hat, and whether there was hierarchy and different sort of designs. Was there like a design that showed that you were more of a cowboy than or from a certain part of the town, or things like a bit like we have with the tartan, with the Scottish tartan.
Yeah.
But there obviously isn't. It's just the quality that goes into it. But
Yeah.
$5,000 for a pair of boots. Would you spend $5,000 for a pair of boots? Would you think?
If I had $5,000 spare, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I say. I mean, I know I spend. Well, I don't know anymore, but I used to spend a lot on football boots.
Yeah.
I did quite easily spend over £100 on a pair of football boots back in the. This is when I was younger, which was never heard of. Everyone was on £20-30 boots, and I'd spend like £100 on a pair. And it was because I always thought it'd last me for the whole
Like
season.
slippers.
Number one, it lasted me for the whole season. I didn't break my toenails, which pretty much everyone in the team used to with their boots, and I got away with it for many years. But it's just one of them where the cowboy boots, they look so cool, but I just don't think they'd suit me. I probably won't get them over my calves.
Well, they're made for you.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't think they'd suit me. I think I'd look a bit of a knobhead if I had a pair of cowboy boots on.
Walking around Manchester, not in Texas.
No, even more. I mean, if I had my jeans over the top of the boots and everything, they look. I still think they look cool. I think they look. When I look at, I see people wear them now where we live. People walking up and down with cowboy boots on, and I always think to myself, they look good. Them, I just don't think they look good on me.
From what I've heard, you have to break them in though. They are very uncomfortable to begin with.
Do you know what I always
It's
think?
like Doc Martens though. Doc Martens
Yeah.
are the most comfortable boots to wear once you broke them in. But first of all, you get blisters like mad.
Yeah, possibly. The other side of it with me is I have a very short stride.
Yeah.
My stride, when I walk, it's very short steps. Whereas I see people wearing cowboy boots who've got long strides, and I don't have that. So I'd be like, I don't know what I'd look like. I look like a knobhead. Is what I'd look
You've
like.
only got quite small feet as well for a
I
man,
have, yeah. So it's so that's
So
sort of like.
we could buy some and share them.
I just don't think it'd look right on me. Imagine me like walking with my short steps and my cowboy hat and my buckle like that. I'd look like, I don't know. So I don't want to say what I want to look like.
No, I know.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
Be funny anyway,
Yeah,
at least,
yeah.
right? I get a video out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did anyway. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.